Welcome, folks. Fred Bleak again with Bill DeWeese for the weekly podcast slash YouTube channel discussion of his week. And this is a weekend where Bill has a narration seminar. So, Bill, tell us about the week thus far.
So far, very good. As a matter of fact, I'm wrapping up. I'm pushing everything off till next week because there's a lot, setup to do for the workshop. But $4,450, and I have plenty of work. I could be well over $5,000 if I were working through the rest of the day. So
Okay.
It was a good week.
Good. Well, take us through it then. Start with Monday.
Monday, did some internal training for Lowe's, also for a company called Omnichannel. Did more CAD software training. I've been doing some training for Sam's Club, so I did that on Monday. And then I did a little local credit union commercial on Monday. So it was a pretty busy day. Over $1,000.
Any of those new clients right there?
No. I picked up one new client this week, and that was on Thursday.
Okay. So back it up then. So Monday was good. What about Tuesday?
Monday was good. Tuesday was much lighter. I did a little like an online commercial type thing for a new app called Me and You. It's interesting. It's supposed to be able to read the mood of the person you're talking to based on their voice.
Oh.
So you can figure out whether they're in a good mood, bad mood. Is it a good time to make the sale? Is it a good time to spring something on your spouse? If it really works, it's pretty cool. But
both parties have to be signed up for this to work.
It's a good question. I would assume so. It seems like I would not want you analyzing my voice unless I, had agreed to it by being a part, having the app myself. That's a good question. Oh, the website, you can Google it and find it. It's just called Me and You app.
Okay.
Did some IT training on Tuesday and then did some more Sam's Club training on Tuesday.
Got it. And Sam's Club has been an ongoing client. I haven't heard you mention them recently.
Yeah, it's been a while. Once in a while I get something. It's been months probably since I've last done something for them.
Good. Okay. And it was a light day on Tuesday as opposed to Monday that was fairly heavy.
Right. I got out a lot of auditions on Tuesday though. Got
it. How many did you do?
I did about close to 10. It's like 10 or 11.
So again, the idea here is if there's not work coming in, there should be auditioning being done.
Yes, or some sort of marketing of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And even at your level, Bill, people thinking to themselves, oh, Bill just has to sit back and let the money roll in.
Well, I will say that over time you do gain momentum. It's easier now than it used to be, but you still have to go out and hunt your meal every day. There's no rest for the weary, as they say.
Okay, so tell me about Wednesday then.
Wednesday, I did some training for LIUNA, which is a trade union, like electrical workers and such. Some corporate narration. I did a commercial for a financial advisor. They do some sort of radio program. And then I did a narration for a library, the Silver Spring Library, telling the community about how wonderful the library is.
Maryland, I take it?
I think it may have been, yes.
Okay. Good. And so then you did, that was it for Wednesday?
That was it for Wednesday. Yesterday was considerably busier. I did a training narration regarding the disbursement process. Also, a project to teach people about pipe manufacturing, the different kind of pipes that are available for plumbing purposes.
One of your strong expertise areas.
Yes, exactly. You just never know what you're going to get on any given day. I did a promo for New Mexico PBS for the Antiques Roadshow, which is in Albuquerque, or coming up in Albuquerque. Commercial for a local bank. A new client I picked up through Voice 123. It was a little documentary on, they refer to it as a documentary. It was really more of a promotional piece for the country of Ecuador regarding their mining and economic prosperity, trying to lure businesses, into the area. And then did some work for Hitachi, and then also did a little narration piece for Mohawk Carpet. They're a giant floor manufacturing. I think like multiple billions of dollars. But what I did for them was they're sponsoring a film festival of young designers, like interior designers, who are doing films and movies regarding design.
Yeah.
And so it's a very small niche kind of thing. But Mohawk Carpet is the sponsor, and so I voiced something that plays for all of these filmmakers.
And if you attend, you have to be sporting a Mohawk hairdo.
Well, of course. That goes without saying.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that one of the things that we should talk about is that, after, as this week is coming to a close, you have the narration seminar this weekend, which, by the way, people can get more information by checking and following the website that you put up on the screen here.
VO Narration Success. Just throw that out there. Yeah.
VONarrationsuccess.com. Yeah. Now, the thing that we want to talk about is when you have something sort of coming up, how do you defer clients into the following week to make it easier for yourself if you have to?
Yeah, well, we did a little triage about around lunchtime today, meaning Mallory and I sat down and said, okay, here's what we've got. Such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such. So all has projects that have been sent in. Who can we most likely put off? How urgent are these? Because usually a client will let you know the urgency level. So things that absolutely had to be done today, I just finished up. Things that can wait. Mallory went ahead and she's emailing all the clients and letting them know that I'll give them my attention first thing on Monday. Now, typically Mondays and Fridays tend to be pretty busy, so this could make it very interesting for Monday because I'm carrying over some work. So Monday could potentially be a ginormous day. We'll see.
Right, because you're pushing everything in, and then there's automatically stuff that comes in more on Monday.
Right, yeah. So she said it was like we had, I think, over $700 or so worth of work that we're already deferring to Monday.
Got it. So that means, Monday could be a $1,500 day.
Yeah, it could be,
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, good. So now explain to us what happened. Did we fully discuss Thursday?
Yes, that was in Mohawk Carpet was the last thing I did yesterday. And then today, up to what I got done really before lunch today was I did a commercial for a German restaurant called the Mingle Gastro Bar.
And is this in Germany?
It's in Germany. Yes.
And so why are they advertising in English?
Well, that's, it's an interesting question, and I'm not sure I know the answer, except that I can tell you that I get a lot of work from European clients. And I think there's an appeal to Europeans of North American voices, just like oftentimes in the U.S., people will request a British accent because they think it sounds more sophisticated and worldly.
But the copy was all in English, clearly.
The copy was all in English, yes.
I know your German isn't particularly good.
Yeah, no, not really. And I did get to see the video of the commercial, and it was a high-end commercial, very, very well done. So I thought it was kind of cool that I get a chance to have a running TV commercial in Germany.
So this TV commercial is running on German television with an American guy voicing it.
Yes, and I said television. I don't know that it's TV. It could be online. It probably is online only.
Huh.
Now that I think about it, I probably would have paid more.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, what else did you take away from this week that we can share with our avid viewers and listeners here?
Well, and we talked about it a little bit. You made mention of it on my Tuesday. It says whenever you've got there is no downtime in voiceover. That's really the thing to keep in mind. There really is no downtime. In terms of the work day, you have to have the mindset that if you're not recording, you're doing everything you can to make sure that you are recording as frequently as possible. And so that's why you want to take, even if it's 5 minutes, I'll see if there are any audition opportunities. Usually I fill those times with pay to play. But I'll search online for production companies that I think look like good prospects for me to zip an email out to. So I'm always trying to make use of downtime as being productive by sending this stuff out. Because let me give you for instance, Fred, earlier this week, I got a job from a client. Actually, he would have been a new client. I can't remember which one it was, but so I guess I had 2 new clients this week who responded to an email that I had sent back months ago. That literally, I'd forgotten about it. His name wasn't even familiar, but the email he responded to was a marketing email that I had sent out to him. Right. And said, hey, your voice would be perfect for this project. But the reason I got that was because several months ago, I took the time to send out the email. So that's why I always have activity. Activity breeds success.
Let's share with people what that email said. Can you bring it up perchance?
I don't have it available.
Give me the gist of it. What did it say?
It was, actually, I printed it out to give to all my narration workshop people this weekend. So I should be able to remember. It's something to the effect, I know what it starts off with. When you have 60 seconds, I invite you to visit BillDeweese.com and review and review my demos. I'm an experienced voiceover talent, having recorded for Disney, Chevrolet. I name off several clients. I record from a professional home studio, and if I can ever be of service, please let me know. That's the gist. It's like
Okay.
3 really short paragraphs.
And how did you find the person that you sent that to? Or what was it, a production house, or what was it?
It was a production house. And I don't either, one of 2 ways. It was either on Mandy.com, because I send a lot out through that. I'll find production companies there. Or a lot of times I'll just, I'll be doing, a web search. I'll search voiceover, or video production, and I'll just find these little production houses. And I think, oh, that's a nice one. And I'll just zip out an email.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You have to be doing marketing as well as doing actual work to keep the pipeline filled.
Yeah. Otherwise, things will dry up eventually.
Yeah. And so it's a constant battle to do that. Okay. So just in closing then, tell people a little bit about what you're doing this weekend, just so they have a heads up and they know if they want to pick up anything related to that.
Yeah, well, this is very exciting. It's a 2 full-day workshop focusing on narration work, which is the bulk of the work that's out there. And we're going to focus on the primary sorts of narration, things like e-learning, explainer videos, corporate work, documentary type work. And so we'll be talking about how you adjust read style, for each of those types of work, how to deal with reading strategies for reading long run-on sentences. How do you do a 2-hour narration? Just the nitty-gritty of how you actually get that, how you get the work and how you get that kind of work done. And I'll be putting everybody in the studio multiple times throughout the weekend, and I'll be directing them.
Yeah, and this is the first time they're coming to your new Deweese mansion, right?
Yeah, the new Deweese. We'll go with that. Sure, yeah. Or castle. The new Deweese castle.
Yeah. Sure. Well, we're talking about Germany and stuff, so we have to keep it.
That's right. Yeah. It'll be the first time I've held an event here.
And is the space that you have for them, are you going to be doing that upstairs where you are now, or where are you going to be doing it?
We're going to be doing, when we gather together, we'll be in the living room, it's pretty big. It's 18-foot ceilings, and it's very spacious, and like wall to ceiling to floor window, so it has a very open feel. So I thought that would be good for us to spend most of our time there. But my studio's in the basement, so as they each take their turn to read, I'll bring them to the studio, and they'll be on Skype. I've got a 75-inch TV in the living room, and they'll be on Skype. And so everybody will be able to watch each other's sessions.
So in other words, the people, the person that you're working with will be downstairs in the studio.
Right here,
now,
right where I'm sitting, yes.
Right here. And the other people will see them live on Skype on a 75-inch screen.
Yes, and I'll be sitting with the people upstairs in the living room directing the person here over Skype, just like you and I are talking now.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you'll be upstairs, and the only person in the booth will be the person that's sort of on the hot seat.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, cool. Okay, so this would be similar to what you would do if a client were directing you, correct?
Exactly. And that's really a big part of it. I want them to know what it feels like to actually do a session, and that's exactly how we do most of the sessions these days.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good. Well, any other final closing thoughts before I let you get back?
No, that's it. Keep working hard. Keep sending those emails. Do those auditions.
When are all of your guests arriving, by the way?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Okay, good.
Tomorrow morning. So we're right now, actually, above me. I don't know if you could, there was some banging. I've got my daughter and my son are now setting up equipment upstairs, and we're getting ready to test out everything to make sure everything's going to work okay.
God forbid. Yeah. Test before you do it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you very much. Fred Gleek here with Bill Deweese, and that was his week. And we'll see you again. If you like this, make sure and give it a 5-star rating on iTunes, and like everything on Facebook, and tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell your family dog.
Thanks, Fred.
Thanks.